This is on Eddie's, Paul Mayne's side of the family to the left, and his son Paul Patrick Mayne and his son Jackson, and myself sitting in the chair, the four generations. This is the fourth generation, Jamie, the daughter of Eddie, and Trevor, their daughter Maddie, and this is Jackson again of Paul Patrick Mayne and Jana. This is another one, picture of the fourth generation with Eli, me holding Eli. Grandma and Grandpa Mayne holding Paul Patrick and Eli. One of our trips in Sun Valley, Idaho, a few years back, Eddie and Karen Mayne. I don't mind showing this picture again. My wife and I, Ruth and Red Mayne. Love her still. Mike and I, up at the cabin, just thought up a bunch of Quakies for the stove up at the cabin. Paul and Jana Mayne with their two sons and their family. Beautiful picture. Good people. How lucky can you get? That's me smiling. Senator Eddie Paul Mayne, Utah State, President of the AFL-CIO. My son. I don't know who the lady is on the left, but my wife and I are sure getting some pleasure out of that little baby. Beautiful. My daughter Shauna Margaret Mayne Peterson with myself in my latter days. Good picture. Another good picture. My daughter Shauna and my wife Ruth. Krista, the daughter of Shauna and Mike Peterson, with her husband Max and their puppy. Sam Peterson, daughter of the son of Sean and Mike Peterson with his wife Elizabeth. Tyler Guy Peterson, Mike and Shauna's son with his wife and their little puppy dog. This is Jacob Peterson, son of Mike and Shauna's Peterson, and his family too. Two of my daughters, Connie Ruth Mayne Webb and Shauna Margaret Mayne Peterson, both claiming to be number one. I love it. Muffy Red Mayne, I named her Muffy Red Mayne on the papers, and her daughter Kizzy in the upper right hand corner. What could we do without them? Man, they are part of the family. Pretty scenery. This was taken September 29, 1994, right out in front of the cabin overlooking the Soldier Creek Reservoir. The dam went down that summer. The water did. Raining at sunset on the deck of the cabin and the mountains looking west there. Mike and Shauna sitting on a rock out front of the cabin. Beautiful day. The beginning of another sunset up at the cabin. Sun's behind the tree. Still raining. The second shot. This is Utah State Capitol, the Senate chamber. Eddie is in his seat on the center back row. It appears that Grandma is sitting on the bench in the very far upper left-hand corner. There was some swearing-in ceremonies to follow. Apparently Shauna is taking this picture at a Francesco's. It must have been somebody's birthday. Everybody's there but her. You all know him. The old man sitting out in the backyard of Eddie's home. I was watching Eddie do up some steaks. He and I's the only one that can do good steaks. Mike comes in second. That's our little puppy dog Muffy. My wife Ruth. That happens to me. It looks like that was taken 10/14/94. Oh, that must have been during one of the elections. I got a Eddie t-shirt on. Red Mayne. Grandma Mayne and myself, Red Mayne, at the cabin in our latter days. You notice we both have canes. It helps. Enjoy. Mike and I still cutting wood up the cabin. This was taken 10/18/06. The winter of 2006, 2007, don't know which. I was standing on the sidewalk of our condo in Taylorsville, Utah. This is the home my dad and mother built out of railroad ties, the mouth of Bingham Canyon, up a draw, and it now has siding on it after Mikey Levinas bought the home. It was where I and my brothers lived for a while. My mother died shortly after. When I was 9 years old, as I remember. You'd think we done a day's work. We did, Mike and I. My wife and I, New Year's Eve, 2007. It was a fun time at Shauna's place. Thank you. I worked for Pan American Airways during the war. They always give me a deferment because they had a Navy contract. I flew in that thing 4 or 5 days of the week. The last flight I took was from New York to Miami. Then we flew the ship from, I was a second engineer, from Miami to San Francisco nonstop. During the flight, one of the engines went bad. I fixed it. I actually did. You can see in the background another one of our ships back there. It was a flying boat, no wheels. Man, it was beautiful inside. This is Chevron Pipeline Air Patrol. I used to do all of the flying 50, 100 feet over the ground, following the pipeline, hills and mountains. A lot of fun. I had a lot of good flying time there. My wife, Ruth Ivy Oliver Mayne, with her father at the old Lark home. Good picture. Ruth Ivy Oliver Mayne, she made that dress. I think it was either junior or senior in high school. Our son, Utah Senator Eddie Paul Mayne, in his younger years. Handsome dude. This is in front of the Bingham High School when I was probably a senior in 1939. I'm in the center, and my friend on your left is Gene Peterson, good football, basketball player, and my friend on my right is Lawrence Pino, a real good accordion player. He has a conservatory in Salt Lake City, Utah. Made his living that way. We were the best of friends. It was while I was chasing my wife, Ruth Ivy Oliver Mayne. This is a picture of me with those safety glasses on. I was working for Chevron. I was in my 30s. at that time. And sorry to break up there. Red Mayne. The song is, "Have I Told You That I Love You Lately?" I love every one of them. It's a good picture in Eddie's backyard before generations. I think I'll end this episode here.